Loop. A loop is a construct which executes a block of code multiple times until a specific condition is met. Benefits. Reduces lines of code. Code becomes easier to understand. Consider an example. Suppose you want to print alphabets from A to D on the screen. You can do this by printing the values A, B, C and D by writing 4 lines of code like program start output, print A, print B, print C, print D, program end. Doing this was easy. What if you need to print numbers in incremental order from 1 to 1000? If you do this with the same method discussed above, it will become difficult to do so. In such a scenario, you will use a loop to repeat the task as many times as you need. Different types of loops. Loop runs a statement or group of statements multiple times till the given condition true. There are different types of loops, although they perform the same task, but their working is different. Let us take a look at the types of loop. Different types of loops are 1. While loop, 2. For loop, 3. Nested loop. While loop or conditional loop. While loop executes a statement or group of statements till a given condition is true. Once the condition is false, the loop is terminated. Example, to print number from 1 to 10. Condition, write numbers from 1 to 10. Decision, have you reached number 0? Pseudocode. Program start, set A to 0. While A is less than 10, increase the value of A by 1. Display A. Program end. Example, to print a statement 5 times by using a while loop. Condition, till the time the test expression remains true, the body of the while loop will run. Decision, have we printed the statement 5 times or not? Pseudocode. Program start, set A to 0. While A is less than 5, increase the value of A by 1. Display hello world. Program end. Example, to print number from 5 to 1. Condition, till the time the test expression remains true, the body of the while loop printing statement will run, and once the condition is false, the loop will stop executing. Decision, have we printed 1? Pseudocode. Program start, set A to 0 while A is equal to 1. Display the value of A. Decrease the value of A by 1. Program end. For loop. The for loop is used to repeat a sequence a specific number of times. For example, to print a statement 6 times using the for loop. Pseudocode. Program start, for a value A in a range 1 to 6. Display I want to play. In single quote, increase the value of A by 1. Program end. Example, to print all the odd numbers from a list using for loop. Pseudocode.
Program start. List 1 is equal to 12, 25, 8, 50, 75, 30. For in list 1. If a modulus to not equal to 0. Print A end is equal to program end.
Nested loop. When there is a loop inside another loop, it is called a nested loop. When one loop is nested within the other, the execution of the entire program depends on the execution of the innermost loop. The outer loop cannot complete its execution until the inner loop has finished its execution. Entry criteria. Entry criteria is a check for a looping condition which needs to be true to ensure that the loop runs. Entry criteria is a condition which must be true or must meet or must exist before starting a specific task. Criteria can be different from program to program as per the requirement. Let's understand the concept of entry criteria by taking an example of starting a bike. To start a bike, you need petrol in the fuel tank. If your fuel tank is empty, your bike won't start. So, in this case, the entry criterion to start the bike is that the fuel tank should not be empty. Exit criteria. A looping condition must get false at a certain point of time, else the block of code will enter in an infinite loop. For this, it is important to define an exit criterion for the loop. An exit criteria is a condition which must be met before completing a specific task. It is a set of conditions that must exist before when you can declare a program to be complete. Exit criteria differs from program to program as per the requirement. Let's understand the concept of exit criteria by taking an example of creating a loop to print numbers from 1 to 100th. Exit criteria in this situation is that the loop should exit the block of code when the 100th number is printed, else the program will enter in an infinite loop.